In 2017, housing affordability is a huge challenge in San Mateo County. Preserving buildings that are currently rented at below market rents is one way to help solve that problem, and HIP Housing's taken on that challenge.
The preservation housing model really has two goals. The first is to preserve the naturally affordable rental housing here in San Mateo County. The second is to keep tenants from being displaced.
Preserving affordable units or affordable housing in general is not easy. You really have to have multiple partners attacking this in order to make a project happen. In the case of the Stafford property, not only was the city involved, not only was the county involved, but we also had an existing property owner that wanted to make it happen.
When we bought the Stafford Street property, we knew that this was going to be our retirement. With two younger kids, it's not just us retiring, but it's also still being able to pay for their college education. But with a residential investment property, and one that we've had for so long, you do grow close to the tenants.
We've been phenomenally blessed to have Christina as a landlord here. I've always felt that it was fate that brought us to this space and to a person who really appreciates the value and the importance of what we bring here, to the point that she has been willing to sacrifice her own financial gain in order just to keep myself and all the renters here from being displaced. She really has a heart of gold. She's really been really amazing.
We knew if we were to sell at market rate that all 8 tenants, the 7 residential and 1 commercial, would most likely be evicted for that rental increase. And that was 100% why we went to the city of Redwood City and asked them if they would be interested in buying the building. The city of Redwood City introduced us to HIP Housing, and it's been a phenomenal experience.
What we loved about this project right from the get-go is you could feel the momentum building. Everybody was excited about it, and every time we learned something new about the tenants or something new about the business downstairs or something new about the seller, it just helped to compel us to want to do it even more. And over the last several months, we've been able to put together all the different partners that need to come together to make a project like this happen. The city, the county, the private lenders, the individual donors. There's so many different facets that have to be coordinated, and while we take the lead in coordination, it really is a collective effort.
The county's put together a loan program which assists groups like HIP Housing in acquiring these buildings. We provide low interest rate financing to help support the acquisition.
One of the things that the city of Redwood City has adopted is an impact fee. And in this case, because of new development in the downtown area, we received impact fees and were able to give these to HIP Housing to preserve units for existing residents.
With Stafford, though there's not a lot of money to do like a full rehab, there are things that we plan to do right away. We'll be doing the windows, we're going to be painting, we're going to be replacing stairwells. So the buildings will be improved as soon as we take ownership.
If we want to preserve our community the way it is today, if we want to make sure that our teachers have a place to live, if we want our kids to have a place to live in the future, then we have to have more people stepping up and making sure that we preserve housing.
Redwood City is absolutely my home. I was raised here, my friends were here, my education was here, my family's here. All of who I am is here. So that's the core of who I am.
That's a kind of compassion that's starting to bleed into our marketplace that's really exciting, because it allows us the opportunity to jump in and do something really good to preserve housing that's already naturally affordable.
Now with HIP Housing purchasing the building, I have a 5-year lease, yay! Which is thrilling, because now I know that I can really project some growth, and I know that I won't be moving.
The thing that feels best about this is that long-term Redwood City residents that have contributed to Redwood City for decades are able to stay here, and more importantly, have the security that they're going to be able to call this apartment their apartment home forever.